Apple recently came out with the Mac Studio, and just like many other photographers out there looking to get a new powerful desktop, I was really excited. So I just went out to my local Apple store, picked up the new Mac Studio. It's the base configuration for, what is it, $4,000. And I found a really shocking thing that I'm super surprised no one on YouTube talked about. And I'm like about to just like go full Karen and return this thing back to my Apple store. I have to show you this. Hopefully y'all can like chime in the comments and tell me maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I'm gonna show you like this thing sucks. Let me show you why. Here we are at my desk. I've got the new Mac Studio. This is the version with the M1 Ultra chip. Brand new, again, just got it. I don't know if y'all can see this here, but ordered March 23rd, which is today. So I'm literally just getting back from the Apple store, picked it up with Apple Care, all that good stuff. Took it out of the box, put it on my desktop, and I have to show you this. Like this is stupid. Let me flip this thing around and show you. Okay, so here is the Mac Studio. I'm gonna turn this thing around and power it up. Okay, so as the Mac Studio boots up here, you're gonna see here in a moment, as soon as you take this thing out of the box and you plug it into the wall, you are met with this screen right here. And if you look at this, it looks like that's like the Apple trackpad, and then this is their little magic mouse. And it's basically telling you to turn on your mouse, right? Because it is currently looking for a mouse to connect to it so that you can set it up and kind of, you know, do whatever it is you need to do. So here's the funny thing, right? I have a different mouse. I don't have the Apple mouse because I personally find this design to be stupid, that they make a mouse where the charging port is on the bottom of the mouse. Like, that's not me, it's not for me, right? However, I've got this Logitech MX Master 3 mouse, and it's a Bluetooth mouse. I'm currently using it with my MacBook. Okay, this is the new MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip in it, and it works perfectly fine with that device. However, with the new the Mac Studio with the M1 Ultra chip, this Bluetooth mouse does not work. Okay, it doesn't find. All right, I'm gonna put this on here so you guys can see. It's blinking, right? So it's in pairing mode, but it will not find this mouse. Like, it needs to be specifically this Apple mouse. I had another, just throwing stuff around over here. I've also got this Corsair mouse, and so here's the thing. I've got this one plugged in right now through USB to the back of this Mac Studio. So you can see it's plugged in through the Type A port. So I have physically connected a mouse, okay? It's physically plugged in, and as you can see, nothing. It continues to cycle, telling you to turn on your Apple mouse. Okay, I have tried, and I will do this here. If I connect a wired keyboard, okay, this is just like an old school HP keyboard, nothing happens, right? You hear it. Hear that sound? But nothing happens when you push buttons other than to hear that god-awful sound. Okay, so if I was to take this mouse, let me put this down because I'm sure this shaky camera is probably killing you guys. I'm making this fast, right? Sorry it's not super cinematic and beautiful like all the other YouTube videos you guys are used to watching, but I had to make this quick. All right, so I've got the Logitech mouse, okay, the one that I showed you. It's plugged into USB-C, plugging it into the front, okay? Now, any computer that you buy, right, for the last probably 25 plus years, if you take a mouse and you physically plug it in to your computer, that mouse works, okay? Check this out. Hold on, let me zoom out. Nothing, 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 nothing. So physically connecting, all right, let me flip this around. Hang tight here. We're doing this vlog style, guys. All right, so physically connecting a mouse and a keyboard to this new Mac Studio, $4,000, okay? $4,000 for this base model. I can't even turn the thing on. Like, that's the only screen that I can see at this point, is basically asking me to turn on the Magic Mouse, right? I'm sorry I'm like frustrated, but like this is so dumb. I drove like a half hour to go to the Apple store, pick this thing up, super excited. I'm thinking, oh, I'll set it up really quick, get all the Adobe suite, loaded up. But that was not meant to be because I can't even get past this stupid screen, right? It doesn't register that a mouse or keyboard is connected to it. So I call Apple support, right? Because that's always step one in troubleshooting these types of things. So I call Apple support and I say, hey, I've got this MX Master keyboard and mouse that I currently use with my MacBook, brand new MacBook, and it works great. However, the Mac Studio is not recognizing that keyboard and mouse. And they said, well, the reason for that is that the Mac Studio is not compatible with third-party keyboards and mice. And I'm like, how's that possible? It's freaking Bluetooth. How is it not compatible? If Bluetooth is a standard, it should work with any Bluetooth device. And he's like, yeah, maybe once you have it started up, you can go into your Bluetooth menu and you can pick another keyboard and mouse. But the initial setup, you have to have an Apple keyboard and an Apple mouse in order to use it. Now, for many of you watching, you're like, well, Miguel, yeah, I mean, you have to have an Apple keyboard and mouse in order to use an Apple product. Well, guess what? I'm a PC guy. I've been a PC user pretty much my entire life. And I made my first big purchase with this MacBook Pro, okay? And that was like almost $5,000 for that configuration. And it's okay. Like I've had some issues, but for the most part, it's okay, right? I go and I say, I'm gonna invest another $4,000 plus. I'm gonna get this Mac Studio and just kind of have this here at the studio as like my working computer. They didn't say anything at the store about, hey, you need to use a Mac keyboard and mouse, right? And as a matter of fact, my little HP ZBook, it's like a Mac Mini clone, but for PC. It was $1,700 and it came with this wired keyboard and a wired mouse. So right out of the box, everything that I needed to be able to just get the device to work, it was in the box. $4,000 $4,000 for this Mac Studio. No keyboard, no mouse. And as soon, the only thing that's inside of this box was the Apple Studio and a power cable and like these little pamphlets, which, and this like Apple sticker, okay? So this is basically all that came in this box. And when you plug it in, this is basically all you get. You cannot progress past this screen. You must connect an Apple mouse. So if you are like me, where maybe you are a PC person and you're thinking about getting a Mac Studio, be prepared to spend, I don't know, what is it, another $200? Like Apple is milking me at this point for another $200. Not only that, that's neither here nor there. If that's what it is, then I'll go and buy it, right? But my time, man, I went to the store, I bought this thing. At no point in time did anyone say, hey, you need to have the Apple keyboard and mouse in order to get this thing to work. No one said anything. I drove 25, 30 minutes to get there, 25, 30 minutes to get back to the studio, set this thing up, called Apple support. Of course, anytime you call support these days, it's like 15, 20 minutes to get somebody on the phone. Another probably 5 or 10 minutes for him to research it to come back and tell me it doesn't work. So listen, before you go out, okay, if you're like me and you're a PC guy and you saw the Mac Studio and you're like, that looks kind of interesting. I like the form factor, it looks powerful. Maybe I could use it for Photoshop, for Premiere, whatever else. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Maybe this might be the right machine for you. But I'm telling you, for me, being a PC guy, spending already, I dropped almost $5,000 on my MacBook, dropped $4,000 on this, and now Apple's gonna squeeze me for another $200 to go and buy a keyboard and a mouse. And before you go and you say, oh, well, why don't you just go and ask a friend? They probably have a Mac, maybe they have a keyboard and mouse they can let you borrow. Do you realize how inconvenient that is? Like, I just bought this stuff. If I bought any other computer, right, and take off the Apple glasses for a second, if you bought any PC, for the most part, they all come with a keyboard and mouse. Like, if that's something that's required, it comes with it, right? And maybe you might still want to buy a third-party one, that's cool. But this one is $4,000 and it doesn't come with a keyboard and mouse. And clearly, you need one in order to be able to just do the most basic of things, just to get it started and get it running. Now, somebody had recommended, and I tried, holding down the power button, and it brings you to this other boot screen. However, once again, the keyboard and the mouse do not work. So the only option you have on that screen is basically to just power down the machine, turn it back on, at which point you are met once again with this. So I don't know, I'm really sorry for this like very strange content today, but I just had to make this video because this is obnoxious. This is stupid. Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. I don't know. Like, there's been some weird things over the years that Apple has done where I'm just like, I haven't been able to get on board with their products because their philosophy to me, I feel like they're a cult. Like, they get people to like buy into their products and people just blindly just follow. They're like, no, it's the best because Apple says it's the best. And then, you know, you just try it out because you hear so many great things and then you end up with this experience. Like, I'm not even, I haven't even started. I haven't even booted a program to even see what the performance is. So if you know how to fix this beyond just going out and buying a $200 keyboard and mouse, let me know in the comments. If you have any friends that are thinking about getting a Mac Studio that potentially may not have one of those keyboards and mice, maybe they have like a, you know, like a MacBook and then they say, oh, well, I don't want to spend $200 on a keyboard and mouse. Maybe I'll just buy like a old school, you know, $20 combo, you know, that's wired. Well, guess what? It ain't gonna work. And if it does work, you have to get past this initial setup in order to get it to work. So if you know a way to get it to work, let me know in the comments section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because perhaps I will update this video once I figure out if there's any way to be able to do this. And maybe I will make a video talking about the performance and doing like a review of this product for photographers for video and things like that. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section. I'll try to cover that once I make the full video. But until then, I'm about to go and just be a Karen and go to the store and just go stomp around a little bit, go ask to speak to the manager. So I will check you all out later.